Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. Today we're doing a Let's Play and I guess early impressions for HyperBody VR, a free-to-play game app that released on the Steam store today, March 28th, 2024. This is a experimental walking simulator. That's how it's described by the developer. It's definitely on the artistic side, definitely on the experimental side. It talks about, psychedelic, uh, just trippy stuff, and queer narratives as well. Vibes. Yeah. So, uh, and there's a little tidbit here where instructions use a thumbstick to move to the direction you are facing. Maximalism, HyperBody, support, Bin Bin Lu, Jingxi Wu, and UCCA Edge. Okay, a lot of words there. I'm not sure what they all mean. But yeah, basically you just push forward on the joystick and you go in the direction that your hand is facing, basically. So like so. And that's basically all the interactions. Other than that, you're just floating. I do recommend you play this standing because if you play seated, it's difficult to turn around and stuff. And there is no rotation, no smooth or snap rotation. If I do have a negative criticism to make of this experience, is to tell the dev that smooth and snap turning are just something that's part and parcel now of what any VR user expects from a VR experience, and if it's not there, it really limits your audience. A lot of people just don't like having to turn in real life. A lot of people play seated. A lot of people have different ableisms, and so it really restricts your audience. And I know a lot of people just won't play a VR game that does not have smooth turning or snap turning. Usually smooth turning is, in my opinion, humble opinion, smooth turning is becoming the de facto standard. The other criticism I have is optimization. So I had to lower the graphics all the way to low. So when you start up this app, game, experience, whatever you want to call it, you can choose, very high, medium. But it's not until I chose low that I finally was able to get a steady 72 frames per second. So I have the graphics on low. It's not a big difference between low and very high, but obviously I would prefer to experience this on. And what is this? This is what do you think this is, chat? My followers? I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen something like that. Maybe on the internet or TV. Maybe I've seen something that looks like that on the internet, maybe. It looks vaguely familiar, but I don't think I've ever touched anything that looks like this or know what it feels to go inside it. And but it's vaguely reminiscent of something I may have seen. I'm not sure if it was on TV or on the internet, but it's vaguely familiar. And there's like a laser. There's different sounds. Just so you guys know, not everything is in black and white. Okay. But a lot of the early experience is in black and white. And you just experience different shapes, sounds, and different stuff happens. I think a lot of this is open to interpretation. I don't know what it all means, though. It's I would say this is Definitely modern art, experimental, and we're crossing across the wall there. I guess you're able to do that, but again, it does pay off to. I do recommend playing standing because otherwise it might be too difficult to reach certain areas, and we're like in a forbidden area. It looks like. We've breached the wall, and now we're going into the other side of art. I don't know. I don't know what this all means though. But you notice how the sound totally went away, and I don't know if we're supposed to follow along this path or if we're on the wrong path and we need to find a different paths. I don't know. But this is the only thing that matters is you go forward wherever this is facing. So that's where you go. So I could look over here, but I'd still be going in that direction. Now, I don't like, I think there's a big rift in VR between those that like front-facing cameras. In other words, a lot of people love cameras glued to their eyes, to their gaze in VR, and that's where they want to go forward. They want to go forward wherever you're looking. The problem with that, the reason I'm not a big fan of that movement is because you can't do this. When you have a front-facing camera or camera that follows your gaze, you can't look around because you'll start going that direction. With this type of movement, you're able to look around while still going the direction that you want. This can be problematic in some games, though, because if you have hand movement that goes like this and this, then you start going different directions that you don't want. So hand movement is not perfect either. Maybe in the future we'll have like a movement that's part of your chest, and the camera will be like stuck to your chest. And that way, when you go like this, you don't go forward. But when you move like this, you will go that direction, if that makes sense. I think that will probably be the solution that's there in the future, where it's more natural movement, more natural turning. But yeah, that's usually most games have gaze front facing camera navigation where you're moving towards to where you look. But then obviously you start moving like this, and that's the problem with that type of setup. I don't like that setup, but I think I'm in the minority. But then again, I play thousands and thousands of hours in VR, so I think I'm right. Of course, there's really not a right or wrong answer. We need all these options. For different floats, different boats for different floats, right? And as you see here, now we're going a totally different direction. We're going down, but you do eventually portal to other worlds and stuff. So I can say that the last time I played this, it didn't quite turn like this, but I intentionally went a different direction, and I'm seeing different stuff that I didn't see the first time. So I guess that's good. But like I said, I don't know what it all means. Like I said, this is a trippy experience. And here it is again, something that looks vaguely familiar. I'm not sure what it is. I want to say I've seen it before. And usually when what happens is when you enter, you get transported to a different world. But it's not happening this time. I'm not sure why. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I have to go somewhere else and find the right location. to enter. So I'm going to keep looking and see what's over here. But so far we've only been going around the first world, which is pretty huge, pretty massive. It's quite big. And there's a lot to explore, different sounds, different movements, different... but like I said, we're just floating around. I don't know if there's a certain area where we have to go. I think maybe you need a copious amount of drugs in order to properly navigate this artistic endeavor. But I am completely sober, so I am lost. I don't know what this like. I don't think this does anything. I don't know what this is or what it does or. Okay, do we go down? Maybe we're supposed to go down here. Let's see what happens. There's like a primordial soup below us, and maybe we're supposed to go down there. I don't know. I don't really. I've been here before, sort of, but I don't know how I got past it. I thought I was going through there, but apparently I'm mistaken. I don't know what I'm doing. And I don't know what this is. The stuff is like following us. I am totally confused. Maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the whole... Okay, this is interesting. I mean, a lot of this stuff is interesting, but I preferred the worlds with color, personally. Nothing against black and white. I know it's a minimalist way of depicting art. And not that I don't like black and white art, but I think for VR, I like a more vibrant, colorful worlds. Just for my personal preferences there. And I guess if I have another criticism is that maybe it's too open a world with too much left to interpretation. Maybe, I don't know. It's very difficult to critique art, especially since I'm not an art expert. I don't have I'm not an art major or anything like that. I want to say I took an art class in college, maybe. If I remember, I know obviously I took one in high school because you're required. I may have taken one in college, in university as well. But if so, I have a very vague memory of it. It's been so long. I'm no longer a young person, so I am a little fuzzy on some details. But I'm totally lost right now. I'm looking around, but I don't see where we're supposed to go. It's confusing. So I'm just gonna try to go up there to see if we can. I don't know if we can, but we're gonna try. We're gonna see what happens when we try to go up there. We're kind of like Icarus at this point. We're gonna try to fly as high as possible and see what happens. Maybe we just get too close to the sun and clip our wings and we fall down. But it looks like we're able. I see that over there. So I think we're going the right way. But again, this is not very intuitive. I would say it's not very intuitive. This is definitely very trippy. I don't know what I'm looking at. But I do know that something vaguely familiar is this way, and that we need to come inside it and see what's on the other side. So that's what we're gonna do. But like I said, I'm not sure that I know exactly what it is. It's but it is trippy. It is psychedelic. I'm not sure I see any queer narratives so far, but that's what I've been promised by the developer. So I guess we shall see. Probably not relevant to this discussion, but I am a totally straight dude. You know, I love women. That's what floats my boat. But I'm okay with. I'm totally fine with experiencing queer narratives. So I'm very curious about this queer narrative and where it goes. Let's Brokeback Mountain this VR experience. But I don't know. Wait, I thought I saw it. I saw it nearby somewhere. Okay, I know I saw it. It was right here somewhere, right? So I saw the portal. I guess that's what we'll call it, a portal. And I think we're supposed to go inside the portal and just see what happens. See what happens on the other side of that portal. But I lost where it is. Like I know it's in here somewhere. Like I know I saw it, but it was in between a lot of stuff, and now I don't know. So right now it feels like we're going to, the Eye of Sauron or something like that. You know, we're in the Lord of the Rings here. We're Frodo, and we're going to the Mountain of Doom or whatever. That's what it feels like right now. We need to find the Eye of Sauron. Okay. But yeah, not everything is black and white. So I want to go to a more colorful, vibrant world, so you guys can see that. And I want you guys to get the impression that that's all there is to this, because there is more to it. But I totally don't know where I'm going or where I'm supposed to go. I saw it somewhere. Like, I know I saw it somewhere. But I should have gone just directly towards it, and I just took a little detour, and then I lost where it was or where it could have been. Not that there's not anything interesting to see along the way. You know, some of this stuff is interesting, but you are kind of flying relatively slow. And I say slow just because the world is massive. Obviously, we're going pretty fast. There it is. There's the, we'll call it the Eye of Sauron, but it doesn't really look like the Eye of Sauron. It looks like something else. Like I said, it looks vaguely familiar, like I've seen it on TV or the internet, but I don't think I've ever touched anything like that. So let's just come inside it, and yeah, you know, maybe we'll reach a peak inside, or reach a crescendo. So here instructions again. You know, where's up, where's down? I have no idea. This is another black and white world. I was hoping we'd get into a colorful world. And there is another Eye of Sauron over there. And again, there's a lot of shapes, not a lot of colors, but shapes and sounds. And yeah, some trippy stuff happening all around, and we've definitely lost our bearings here, because I don't know what is up or what is down, or are we going down, or so this world is so massive that it's kind of sometimes hard to tell whether you're actually, I think we are going down, but it's just so, the distance is a lot bigger than what it seems like. But there's This is wow, kind of interesting. So yeah, it feels like the walls are caving in on you, and there's a lot of space, and you don't know exactly which direction you're going. And this is interesting, definitely. I would say it's interesting. I've experienced lots of different experimental art in VR, and I gotta say, as far as art and the cutting edge and what's new in the art world, I would say it's definitely VR. I don't want to say that you cannot come up with anything original or new in the 2D world, but you guys saw those NFT of those monkeys, and just the monkeys with different clothes, and those that was art NFT. And to me, I see that and I think, oh my god, there's no more art. Art is dead. But here in VR, art is alive. Our art is new. It's exciting. It's out there. You're not going to find anything like this in the 2D world. You have to come to VR. That's why I love VR. A lot of people say, real life. Well, the thing is, you can do stuff in VR that you cannot do in real life, and that's why I find it personally just very thrilling, and why sometimes it feels like you're more alive in VR than you're in the real world. In the real world, you're constrained, by bills, responsibilities. I have a full-time job. As some of you know, I am, in fact, a real lawyer. That's why you'll probably never see a real face reveal from me. It's just because if my real boss knew, probably wouldn't be too happy with the amount of time I spend in VR. Although I still do my job, so it shouldn't matter. But I think perception sometimes is a reality, and obviously, I do VR outside of work. I don't do it while I'm working. So, but still, it doesn't help with your lawyer job to be perceived to spend a lot of time in VR. Like, it doesn't help you in doing your job. So yeah, no face reveal. That's why I try to remain anonymous. And it really shouldn't matter because in VR you can be whoever you want to be, right? Like, in VR, there are no limitations. Like, you could be in a wheelchair, it doesn't matter, right? In VR, you can fly around and go wherever you want. That's why I love VR. I'm an able-bodied person, so but VR allows me to go to a lot of places that I couldn't, just because of financial reasons. I'm not going to say that I don't have resources, because I do, but some people think that because you're a lawyer you have like unlimited resources, and that's just not true. Lawyers don't make that much, unfortunately, or at least most lawyers don't. At least not in the USA. I don't know about other countries. Although with the advent of AI, lawyers might make a whole lot more money in the future, because AIs will never replace lawyers. Now, I know some of you might disagree and think that AI can definitely replace lawyers, but no, AI will never replace lawyers or lawyer jobs, because we have the state bar, and the state bar will obviously will protect our own. We're not going to let AI do any legal work, so we'll make sure anybody who tries to use AI to do legal work gets sued and has some criminal penalties assessed against them. We will protect our jobs. So I'm not really worried about AI. Obviously, AI will help lawyers. So, as a lawyer and one who has a firm grasp on technology, and is, even though I'm not the youngest lawyer, I've always loved technology, and I've always been very adept with new emerging technologies. I don't know many lawyers who mess around with ChatGPT, but I do, and I think, obviously, if you can make some prompts to help you in your legal work, and you get the right answer from AI, and AI helps you do your job faster, then that's a bonus for lawyers. This is a very trippy experience, but I'm totally lost right now. Like, I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. Oh, okay, all right. So, whoa, a lot more shapes, a lot more. This is interesting. So, I gotta say, this is an interesting experience, but definitely not everyone's cup of tea, obviously. But it's very it's very trippy. I have enjoyed it so far. Like I said, I'm totally sober. I don't do drugs at all. But this might be an experience that can be enhanced with. That can be enhanced. Let's just leave it at that. But I don't need those enhancements. I'm a sound mind, and by the way, the state bar is very big on lawyers being of sound mind and body in order to do their legal work. You know, it's part of our ethical duties. So I take my ethical duties very seriously. So I would never partake in anything that might hinder my ethical duties. So yeah. So like I said, I'm it is late at night, okay, and I do have to wake up early in the morning, so that's my only concern. But no, like I said, I am confused though because I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Like it's. But I think this is one of those games or apps where it's the journey. So if I wasn't pressed for time, I wouldn't really worry about it too much and I don't think you're supposed to. If you're playing this game and you're worried about finding the portal or going to the next world, then obviously I think you're doing it wrong. This is one where you just chill and vibe, and that's how you get the maximum out of this experience. But unfortunately, I cannot do that because, like I said, it's pretty late. I do need to wake up early tomorrow, so I can't stay up much later. So I am trying to speed through this because I do want to show some of the colorful worlds that I promised. But I will say that at the start there are definitely black and white worlds, so beware. This may not be your cup of tea if you're not okay with this. And like I said, there's no smooth or snap turning. Performance wasn't the best. I'm able to get 72 frames per second, but that's only because in fact, right now it's not at 72 frames per second. Right now it's at 36 frames per second. So I have my FPS, which is pretty common in VR. You know, if you don't get 72, it halves to 36. That's pretty common in VR. But since I lowered it all the way to low, I would say this game is not very well optimized. Like, I started at very high and I've gone all the way to low, so it could be better optimized. But since it's art and it's just a walking simulator, it's not like you're playing Dark Souls and 60 frames per second really matters all that much. Although I do know certain people get motion sickness when they get frame rates. Oh, here it is. Like I said, this is something vaguely familiar. I think I've seen it before, but I'm not sure I've ever touched it But we're gonna go ahead and come inside this portal. Let's see. Do we get any colors this time? Or let's see what we see. Okay, no colors. What the hell? What's going on? Okay, so this one's a little bit different so far. I'm not moving. It's moving by itself. Weird. No, wait. It's turning on this world. I don't know why. Wait, what's going on? Okay, this one has weird movement. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just okay. So for whatever reason in this world, we lost our hand stuff, but we're moving forward and we can smooth turn as well. I don't know why only in this world we can smooth turn. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And we seem to be moving faster than the other worlds, so. Yeah. we're moving a lot faster. The good news is we're going at a steady 72 frames per second now. So the previous world, we had some frame rate issues, but that seems to be corrected. But suddenly, locomotion has changed. And I would say this is gate-based navigation as well. So we're no longer moving with our hands, but to where we go. And we also have smooth locomotion. So again, that's so weird. I don't know if I've played many games where the locomotion changed. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was a bug. There's no settings for this, or none that I found, so... do we go up, or... Whoa, okay. By the way, I don't have any problems with nausea or motion sickness in VR. I have over 10,000 hours in VR, so it really doesn't bother me, but some people might feel the effects here, just because of the movement, the quick movement, the quick rotations, the twirling around. It might bother some people. It doesn't bother me, though. I'm a pro. I'm a VR expert. I'm a VR pro, so it doesn't really... There we go. The hell? What is this? Okay, we're back to the old stuff now. I don't know what's going on, guys. This is very weird. I don't know how to describe this, but it looks like you're supposed to put your head in a bunch of wall-like objects and follow the sound. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what's going on, guys. I was hoping to show a more colorful world, but it doesn't seem to be early on that happens. So it does happen later on, though. I do promise that. So it does happen. But I also don't want to make a super long video until I figure out how to get there. It is there, though, I promise. I've been there. I promise I've been to a colorful world. Eventually, I found a portal where there was colorful worlds throughout. And I wanted to show all that off, but that's not at the start of this experience. So there's a little bit of patience required if you want to see color. And we haven't seen any queer narratives either, so... You know, I was ready for Brokeback Mountain, but that's not happening. And I want to give a shout out to any of my queer, LGBTQ, whatever, you know. Honestly, I don't care. I don't care what your race is. I don't care what religion, or if you're not religious, or you know what your pronouns are. I obviously, I want to be respectful towards everyone. You know, everyone's welcome in my community, except fascist. If you have a problem with everyone being welcome, then in that case, you're not welcome in my community. But other than that, as long as you're good with everyone being welcome and being a welcoming part of the community, then you're good here. Because you know, life is too short. It really is. You know. There's just too much hate in the world. And, you know, you don't have to agree with me politically or philosophically or religiously, you know, because... but that's okay, you know, as long as you're welcoming of other people and not looking to push people away from this community, then you're welcome here. Because like I said, everyone's welcome. You know, if you love VR and you're not trying to push anyone away from this community, then you're welcome here. Pretty simple rules, right? You know, just live and let live. Love VR, live and let live. Pretty easy. Like, I don't know what could be easier than that. And I don't understand people that are not okay with that. Like, come on, guys. Like, live, let live. We all love VR, and I know as someone who loves VR, I want to welcome as many people into VR as possible, you know, rich or poor, old, young, You know, everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome in my community. If you love VR, and if you're cool with other people who enjoy VR, and like I said, VR is the place where it really doesn't matter. Does it really matter if you're male or female or non-binary? Does it really matter if you're religious or not? You know, what your political beliefs are in VR? Does it really matter? Because we make our own reality in VR. That's the beauty of VR. That's what VR is. I don't know. I think I almost want to start a VR religion where I just tell everybody, hey, you know, VR is a place where you can be anything and you can do anything. And the only rule is just to be respectful of others. That's the only role in VR. Isn't that beautiful? Like in VR, nobody cares what you look like. Like I don't care what you look like. I don't care if you're short. I don't care if you're tall. I don't care if you're skinny. I don't care. Why would that matter in VR? It does not matter in VR. Your past does not matter in VR. We're making our own virtual reality here. We can make it whatever we want. We can make utopia in VR. We really can. Like in VR, there's nothing to fight over. Like there is no land to be fighting over in VR, right? It's all ones and zeros. It's all virtual. It's not real. So there's no reason to be arguing or fighting over anything in VR. Why would you do that? Like, why would you bring that negative energy into VR, right? So yeah, I don't understand people like that. Like VR is really a place to escape your problems. You know, your past doesn't matter. Your future doesn't matter in VR. VR is about the now. Oh, I think we okay. We finally, yes. I promised you colorful worlds, and here we are finally. Now I can end the video. But yeah, VR is what you make of it. And, you know, if you want to be tall in VR, you are tall. If you want to be short in VR, if you want to be a little bug in VR, you can be a little bug in VR. That's like why I said it doesn't matter in VR. It doesn't matter. You can be whatever you want to be. And you can do whatever you want to do. You want to fly? You want to swim underwater? You want to swim with the dolphins? You want to glide on a rainbow? It's all possible in VR. And that's why I love VR. And there's no real possessions in VR. Like whether you're rich or poor, it doesn't matter in VR. Obviously, there's access in VR. Like obviously, if you can't afford a VR headset, there's some access. But you know, in the future, there's going to be VR is going to be more accessible to more people. And so, as a VR true believer, as someone who loves VR, and I want to make VR more open to more people. I want more people of all different races, all different beliefs, all different locations coming to VR. You know, there are no immigrants in VR. We're all the same. We're just people in VR. You know, in fact, you don't even have to be people. You can be alien. You can be anything. So, you know, we're really in VR. We're just travelers, you know. I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm a VR evangelist. You know, I want to convert everyone to VR, where we say goodbye to the old world and say hello to new beginnings and new ways of thinking. We can see stars a million miles away, million light years away in VR. We can experience zero gravity in VR. We can see a solar eclipse in VR. We don't need to go outside to see the solar eclipse in VR. Anyways, this is free to play. Believe it or not, I did receive a free Steam key through the Steam Creator Connect program to review this game, but it's free to play, so I don't think it matters. So But I do recommend it, but it's definitely niche and not for everyone because it's very experimental. I enjoyed it. Maybe you'll enjoy it too. And I hope you found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a wonderful day. Goodbye. I really need to go to sleep to wake up early to go to work tomorrow. Anyways, good night. Goodbye.